Hello again. I'm here again to tell a story. I actually told this story on my video earlier, but the audio was awful. So here I am telling the story. Anyways, a video earlier was about the Wii U and 3DS eShops being shut down in a year. Or maybe the video went on a bit long, but the story I ended up telling at the end is something I want to stand on its own. My bird just shit on my arm. Jesus Christ. She like screams and screams, and then she just shits on me, and then she's like, okay, put me back now. I've done what I needed to do. God. My story. It's about the worst mistake I've ever made. So basically, I used to work at Walmart, and at Walmart I got a bit of a discount on buying things, including electronics. And they came out with this 3DS, this one right here, that I still have and use. The Legend of Zelda 3DS XL, new 3DS XL, which is like the wildest name, but beyond the point. And so I'm like, hey, bigger screen, I got big sausage fingers, I got big hands, so yeah, a bigger 3DS would be good for me. So I decide I'll buy it with my discount. I also ended up getting a PS4, but that's a different story. And with my new 3DS, I say, I actually don't need my old 3DS. I had one of the blue ones that came out at launch. And so I'm going to give it away to my friend. The problem with that is that I didn't transfer my data. I think I had a bunch of games on it, like Shovel Knight and stuff, that I wanted to give my friend. And the giving it to him isn't actually the problem. The problem is that I didn't transfer my data, and I was part of the ambassador program, which I didn't know you couldn't get those games back. I didn't know that I only got those games because I got my 3DS within the first while that the console was out. So what ended up happening was I ended up missing a bunch of games like Yoshi's Island and the Metroid Game Boy game. And also, I lost all of my... Now, that's like... I can play those games other places. But what I can't get back is my Mii Plaza. I had come across so many people with 3DSs, like walking past them in Street Pass. If you don't know, Street Pass was this thing where if you had your 3DS in your pocket... if you passed by somebody, their Mii would come into what's called the Mii Plaza, Street Pass Mii Plaza, and you could interact with them, and you could even play some games with them. But I had like a whole community of Miis in my Switch, and about 3DS, and the cool thing about that was that there would be a map that would fill out a world map. So if you met somebody from Vancouver, you'd get a little spot filled in on your map. Or if you met someone from Japan, it would fill in. And I had been to Vancouver and other places on band trips, so I actually had a pretty full Mii Plaza, but I can never get that back. Also, my friend ended up giving the 3DS I gave him to his girlfriend. So, but, yeah. So that's one of my biggest regrets, because you can't, like, even if I wanted to, I couldn't build up my Mii Plaza because no one plays with the 3DS anymore. I remember there was a news article a couple years ago, or a year ago, or whatever, about somebody who went to New York Times Square with their 3DS and got 0 results in their Street Pass. So, in short, 3DS has been a dead subject to me for a long time. I often think about that. Think about how much it sucks that I lost all of my Mii data, because it would be cool to look back on that and see all the cool Miis, and yeah, one of my biggest regrets ever. Anyways, thank you. That's my story.